on your family.
Whoa, that got dark.
Got dark real quick.
The best thing is like we just went live just to you saying, especially on your family.
We missed all the part about the needles.
Yeah. No context.
I guess we're getting Dicey.
Okay, how are we all this evening?
Yeah, pretty good.
Are we ready?
Before we get started anyway, Reese, is there anything new?
Does he want to reveal it?
At what point do you want to reveal it? In game or now?
Yeah, just plans this week actually. No construction finished, and I have ordered a bunch of parts from China. So
Nice.
yeah, it's probably 6 weeks away before I can unleash anything else.
Man,
It's just going to be mainly quality of life improvements.
Yeah, nice. Do you want to show off what you brought to the party? Was it last week?
It was last week, yeah.
These boys.
The sweet gauntlet things.
That's amazing. Man, someone has got some birds outside. That is
It
amazing.
must be me.
That's not mine.
Sorry for living in nature.
That's okay. That's okay. It leaves it a good background sound for the like.
Okay.
Oh, it really feels like we're out at sea at the moment,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we need some seagulls, right?
Yeah, they're not quite seagulls, but
D&D seagulls.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's amazing. It's at that frequency where it sounds like it's sitting in your beard, chirping into the microphone. It's amazing.
Imagine if I could get one fly out now. That'd be amazing.
That would be cool.
A magic trick.
That'd be really wizardly of you. That'll be the next thing, right? Like
A
the
bird
head
flying
with
out
the
of your
beards. And I see this year they've got Christmas lights you can put through your beard. The next thing will be like birds living in your beard.
Yeah,
Good God.
it'll be like some sort of strap attachment with a little house, and you have to grow your beard around it.
Yeah.
That'd be
Have you guys
amazing.
seen the beard cage?
A beard
A
cage.
beard cage, yeah.
Yeah, this guy. Oh, you have seen it. This
I
guy
have
grows
not.
a beard really, really long, and then he like plats it and waxes it around his head. So it's like a bird cage with his head inside. And it's the beard cage.
That's awesome.
Oh my God, I'm just Googling it now. What the hell?
Wow.
Yeah,
Seriously, that's insane.
Is it huge?
we need one of
There's
those.
a few people with them.
Is it
What?
a beard cage?
Yeah, beard
National
cage.
Beard Champion. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's
I've got
amazing.
Beard.
Not bread cage.
Not
Beard
beard cage. Beard cage.
Yeah.
This looks delicious, guys. What are we talking about?
That's insane.
That is.
I got Nicolas Cage.
I'm not. That's a different movie, I think, isn't it? It's the bees. The bees.
Well,
in
he
my
was
eyes.
in the Wicker Man, right?
Yeah.
The remake. And he's in a big cage there. I haven't seen that version.
It's not as
He
bad
often
as
has a
people
beard.
say it is, but it's still pretty bad.
They just punch a lot of people in the face, like women.
Yeah, he just punches women in the face. Okay,
The original.
there is an amazing. Like we're so not on task at the moment, but I'm just gonna put it
No.
into the. I'm just
Was
gonna.
the-
I'm putting it into the Twitch chat. I don't know if you all have Twitch chat open, but it's
Oh
like
yeah, I saw that
a
one. too.
dude
It's
with
like,
like
oh, I need it.
his beard is fashioned into a beak, like a giant open beak. Yes.
Yeah, that's gold.
I think the link kicked Bernard out of the chat.
For good reason.
Huh?
Someone's got Twitch audio on.
It looks like a boy with tape on his face, but with a beard.
Yeah. Yeah. Bernard, I don't know if you think you're still there, but you're not. You're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tape on his face, but with a beard? Yeah, it's
Here
weird.
it is.
Couldn't do anything about that rightful choice.
Let's,
Oh, someone's got TV playing.
Okay,
who's
who has
listening to
got-
something?
Not me.
Who's got StarCraft
Seriously,
going
can
on
you
in the
hear
that?
background?
Sorry, I've got the cricket playing.
Oh, Dave. Dave, mate, no
Let's
cricket
play it.
tonight. We're not
Why can't I
D&Ding
watch the
cricket.
I can D&D and watch cricket at the same time, all right?
All right, can we put bets on who we think will be the least involved in tonight's session?
Please.
I'll put
That's
Dave
You're
coming
putting-
in at 98 cents.
it's if my Sky Go will let me do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a D20 on Dave.
Okay.
Stop it.
All right. Shall we get into it?
Please.
Let's get into it. Do your
Let's
intro.
Yeah.
get
I was just
dicey.
going to say though, did you see that Birdcage movie?
Yeah.
With what was his name?
And
With the real beard
and a surprise twist, the final boss of this campaign is a beard cage.
Yes.
An
Yes.
owl beard cage.
Oh, nice.
Whoa.
Okay,
beard.
so man, if we had people who did fan art for us, like
I
an
know.
owl beard cage,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's obscure.
Anyway. Yeah, there is some niche. You're deep in the
Niche
Twitch.
market.
Deep in the Twitch. When you start drawing fan art for an owl beard cage, that's for sure. You are more internet than your peers. Okay. Sorry. So last time on Getting Dicey, we had the party finally leave
The zoo.
Luskin
Unfortunately.
after sneaking their way across from one side of town to the other, and after 3 sessions at the zoo, turned out that it didn't take that long. Well, it took them 3 days and 3 nights, so in game time a lot longer. I've got the characters there. Delete. Didn't take them that long in person. So obviously, like, completing the main quest line not super interesting to the players involved here, but staying at the zoo.
What is happening? Who's like falling over things somewhere? There we go, Dave. He's watching cricket
Yeah.
and just people rustling paper. Just 2 things happening.
Okay, so
Christmas
after
wrapping tonight.
searching, man, it's really hard to stay on task tonight. After searching for 3 days and 3 nights around around Purple Rocks, out in the trackless sea, a party finally came across a ship resembling the Morkoth. This squid-shaped vessel which seemed to submerge and emerge at will, and they saw it kind of emerge, and they engaged it. So they had one of their vessels pull alongside of it, where, if I remember this correctly, we lined up the cannons,
Yeah.
and then Bernard flew off up high into the air before dive bombing down and I think stabbing one of them in the neck. Is that right, Bernard?
Diving down into the crow's nest, and I managed to stab him just into the neck. Yeah, and he died.
And then calling forth a huge wall of water on both sides of the ship to just kind of come over and crush all of the people who are on board the ship. So I think these bodies are all lost at sea.
Control water, I think it's called. Big giant
Or water.
20-foot waves.
And the rest of the party was kind of readying all of their actions. I'm trying to remember, did anything...
Well,
that's right. Sasha, sorry, Marvin flew over and was knocked off the boat by the whelming wave.
Yeah.
Created by Bernard. But other than that, there was an orc, sort of looked like a bit like a little bit different to the rest of the basic soldiers aboard the ship, who fell into the water. You don't know what happened to that orc. Gone. And there were 4 Miro, which are these kind of almost like sea monster type things, kind of fishmen who were swimming alongside, who have disappeared beneath the whelming wave as well, but who knows what's going on with them. And so the party, I think, was ready to fire the cannons when last we left off. Did I miss?
We fired the cannons and it took out the harpoons on the other boat.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep. So the mounted crossbows were destroyed with the first volley of cannon fire because you kind of aimed them up, and you were trying to aim them away from what you believe to be King Hecaton, who is chained down in the lower deck.
Yeah, we've spotted him, right? Or is he in the lower deck?
You have, and you relayed the message.
Yeah, because it doesn't have a ceiling on it, right?
No, it doesn't.
You can just see straight into him. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
I think we're just about to roll initiative, weren't we?
Yep, we sure were. So let's go ahead and do that.
Oh. Okay.
Did we already do the animation?
Oh, yeah. I already did it. I did it subtly to the point you didn't even notice.
Oh, man.
I can do it again. No, again, Dicey.
What do you... Moment's lost now.
Oh, nice roll there.
22.
Very nice.
How do you get more initiative?
You just roll
It's
better.
initiative on your character sheet.
You
Yeah.
can get a plus to it though, can't you?
Yeah, with dexterity and stuff.
Yeah.
Dexterity, there's some abilities. I think your boots of haste improve your initiative if you've already got them active, things like that.
Oh yeah.
So because Alce is really dexterous, he gets really good initiative, which is really weird because I've failed on it so many times. But that's okay.
Yeah,
Tonight's
you
one
get
up.
advantage on initiative as well. You get some special ability.
I don't know. I probably don't use half my abilities to be fair because I don't read them.
It's complicated.
It is. It's a lot of complicated shit.
I found recreating Finn in D&D Beyond really helped sort of like get me to understand a bit more of his moves that I may not have been using. It was pretty good.
I didn't.
It reminds you as well.
Yeah.
When you're looking at it, it's like,
D&D Beyond was pretty poor for a ranger character to be fair.
Right.
Which was unfortunate because it would have been quite useful to go through that process of building him again.
Yeah.
But made me think about it at least.
Yeah, I wonder if you can buy the book that has the revised ranger in it.
I think you can, but it's like there's a few. There's obviously the basic handbook, which is like $29, and then there's a few other add-on pieces. I haven't done too much research into them, but
I think you probably just want one of the add-ons.
Yeah.
It might be cheaper.
yeah.
you know, the real printed ones, it's up to its 10th edition now. 10th
Wow, really?
printing.
Jeez.
Wow.
Really?
And adding the new errata to the new one.
Cool.
The new errata.
Yeah, you know how they always have the errata, the little rule changes and additions.
Yeah.
So it's not like my old shitty book. Yeah.
I'll just add these in. Host. Not bad, Oust.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
2 and an 18 for
I
Burnage.
couldn't let you lead the pack, Finn.
Well, to be fair, I did signal for you to fire, so it makes sense.
Did Alce- I think Alce lit-
pretending to be dead, right?
Yeah. I think you're pretending to be dead. Yeah, you're still
Yeah.
kind of covered in guts and blood
That's
and
right.
whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he was
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of the guys that Finn was using to say, look, I've killed these guys, bloody, bloody,
That's
blah.
right.
Alce was sitting up in the crow's nest with his bow ready to fire. He fired one shot. It didn't really explode. Well, exploded, but didn't do much damage. Yeah. I'm not sure what we're actually readying, given there doesn't appear to be any enemies around. But
Yeah, but
There's
there
people
are
in the water, right?
the Mirrors.
well, the Mirrors, we don't know where they are, and the orc-like creature in the water, I guess, but we don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what are you all doing? Let's start with Oust. What would you like to do? So this enormous wave has just crashed away everything. What would you like to do next?
Well, I think from my vantage point in the crow's nest, obviously I've seen this wave come over, seen people get washed off and the bodies that were there get washed off and all that sort of stuff. Clearly, I can't see where Orkman is around. So I think what I'll do is I'll keep my bow kind of ready, but sort of scouring the water for any sign of movement. And so, like, just keeping an eye around our boat, particularly, so just in case there's any kind of these Mirren coming at Ulmura or whatever they are attacking our boat. So just keeping an eye. And if I see something sort of breaching the water that isn't us, then I'll let off a shot. And What I'll do is I'll get myself ready to cast that lightning arrow spell again, so I can fire it at that into the water.
Okay.
With the idea of
Cool.
electrocuting
Go ahead and roll perception for me.
all right.
Nice.
So 21.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So, Ass readies his lightning arrow from the crow's nest, ready to strike at anything that he can see.
Cool.
Finn, you're up.
Finn is basically he's excited since he knows that Hecaton's on the boat, so he's kind of like he saw that he thought there was going to be a much bigger fight ahead of them until that wave sort of just took everyone out. So he's just kind of like he's trying to just kind of get. I think he's going to have a delayed reaction. Can I say that he's going to call for Alpha, and get on board Alpha's back, right after Igneous's move? So he's kind of just like he's taken her back. He just wants to delay. So basically, a reaction for whatever Igneous has done, or ready my action for after Igneous has had his turn.
Yeah, sure.
And it's just to jump onto Alpha because we're still like 50 feet away. So it's to get onto Alpha and just get into the sky.
Cool. Yep, you can definitely do that.
Cool.
Bernard, what would you like?
So, did you spot any mermans?
He
Can
didn't
I,
see any mermaids.
can I see any mermans from up here?
Go ahead and roll perception.
Perception. Okay. Oh.
Dang. Oh no, that was just house ones. I thought you did another 21.
No. An 11.
11.
That was better than average.
So peering into the water, like it's still moving quite a lot from the massive wave that you conjured, but it's you can't see anything. You see a few shapes that you think might be that, but you're like, it's still quite rough.
Okay, well, I'm going to change my control water thing. At the moment, it's doing a big waves, but I can change it to do a whirlpool. I'm going to do a whirlpool.
Nice.
Wow.
So, but I'm going to do it. What's Sasha's is a dragon, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Mini dragon. What's
Dragon,
that doing?
Marvin is in the water.
Okay. Well, I want to do the whirlpool away. So what it is it's it's like a cone, which is 5 feet wide at the base, 50 feet wide at the top,
Whoa.
and 25 feet tall.
What the hell?
So it's a giant cone.
That's huge.
And I want it in anything within like 10 feet on it, within 25 feet of it is pulled towards it as well. So I want to get it away from Marvin. I don't want him getting dragged into it. So
Okay. So where would you like
it's
to
50 feet wide and another 25 feet away from Marvin. So over here. I don't want it right next to the ship either because it will damage the ship. So just up here, up there, can you see me?
Oh yeah.
But far enough away that it's 50, 67. Yeah, but further away, I guess it's off the map there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want it to be 75 foot away from the ship and from Marvin.
Yeah. So it's just skimming the edges, like the whirlpool effect is skimming the edges of the ship.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't. It does. It's probably not going to pull the entire ship in. So, as long as Marvin's not getting sucked in, it can be sort of close to the ship.
He'd be strong enough to swim out of it, though, wouldn't he?
Well, he has to do a strength check,
Yeah.
so he might screw it up.
Well, he's a
You know how
young
it goes.
dragon, so, I guess
Yeah.
John would have to manage that one, but...
Yeah, I mean, I've already smashed him with a wave. I'm trying to avoid.
Sasha might think you're trying to
Destroy.
kill its
Yeah.
dragon.
Someone in the chat, one of our regulars, X-Cat, is back. He's saying, is he trying to Pirates of the Caribbean 3 the ship?
I have not seen that one.
Oh, haven't you? They have this big whirlpool and they're like fighting on the inside of this thing as they're like.
Oh.
It's awesome.
It's pretty nice.
Maybe we should do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you're doing it far enough away from the ship to not affect.
Yeah,
Trying
just
to keep
like-
Marvin safe too.
to see if there's any mermaids in this area.
Okay.
And if they if they appear in it, then they have to do a check. Or
Yep.
if
So
they-
as you conjure this whirlpool, it kind of starts off very small and then very quickly kind of goes out, and it's just like whirling around super fast, and you can
Okay.
see.
I'm just going to cast my magic spell here.
Oh, what? What?
That's a.
Seriously.
Here we
How
go.
are you doing that?
That's so
It's
cool.
magic. It's kind of magic.
It's magic.
You're setting a little bit of your house on fire.
Yeah.
It's
Just the
really
corner.
hot.
Just the corner of the house.
Oh,
Let's see
man, I
the other
need to get a
D&D
rope.
streams beat that. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
So you see this whirl after you do that. You see this whirlpool appear and just kind of, and you see caught on the wall of the whirlpool, one of the mirror
Ooh,
who's kind
okay.
of going whoa, this huge like 50-foot diameter
Awesome.
thing, and is gonna need to make a strength save.
Yeah, against my spell save DC.
I'm gonna give the mirror advantage because it is a sea creature, so it's pretty good
Fair
at
enough.
swimming.
Yeah. If anyone can swim out of it. Well, I think that's to swim away from it. If it's in there. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, it's in there. So
Yeah.
when a creature enters the vortex for the first time on a turn, or it starts its turn there, it must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 2d8. It failed,
Yeah.
so
It'll get
Oh.
advantage, wouldn't it?
sorry, roll your damage.
Okay.
Yeah, it failed its save.
Mm.
2d8. Is it plus anything? It's just 2d8, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just 2d8 for that one.
Bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
9.
Nice.
9 damage.
It should keep him busy too. You see him like spinning around in the washing machine.
Okay. It is the. Is it your turn?
Yep.
Nice. Okay. It's the mirror that are up next. So this one's going to attempt to make another strength save. Otherwise, at the start of its next turn, it's going to begin and take the 2d8. What does it need to beat? Shannon?
I didn't.
What's your spell
my
save?
mic's off. I think it's 16 or maybe 17.
Okay, it's
Damn
a
it.
strength save, yeah?
Yep.
It fails again.
Oh.
So it's not going to take the damage right now, but it's going to begin its next turn caught in the vortex.
Yeah, it drags it 10 feet, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it's actually active. It's in the vortex, so it's just kind of like at the whim of the whirlpool at the moment as it kind of flies
event
around. It
horizon.
doesn't actually say if they can take an action.
I think once it gets pulled in,
Can use this action to try to swim away from the vortex, but has disadvantage. Oh, okay.
so that's its action, is trying to swim away.
Wow. Okay. Sweet. So that's that one.
Or he could just give up. He doesn't need to use his action.
Yeah, that's true. You see from your vantage point another mirror pop up just next to Marvin.
Uh-oh.
And just need to find the roll for that. Mirror on the wall. Okay. So it's going to reach out, and you see it draw a huge harpoon. It's kind of these things are like quite large. They're about the same size as Marvin, and it draws a harpoon from behind its back and just attempts to
Oh my gosh.
sink it into Marvin.
Oh man.
That's a bit rude.
We've got to save Marvin.
He's a dragon. He'll be fine.
So Marvin manages to, as a white dragon, just manages to just slip by the harpoon.
Yeah, nice.
Man, I'm rolling so bad tonight. But as he does, Miro takes another swipe with a claw.
Does that mean he's an ice dragon, or if he's a white dragon?
Yeah, he's a white dragon. And Marvin manages to evade him yet again on his home turf.
Oh,
I suppose
Marvin.
white dragons are pretty good in the water too.
true.
Go, Marvin.
Yeah, so those... that is the Miro's turn. Next up we have Sasha. So Sasha is going to, I think, cast Bless on Finn, Igneous, and Oust. So Sasha, kind of clutching the rock of Grumbar, closes its eyes, and Finn, Oust, and Igneous, you feel kind of this sense of competence wash over you. So you get to add a 1d4 to basically nearly any roll
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
for the duration of this effect, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't think it's like a once off even.
How long does it last for?
I think it's like a minute. Yeah,
Okay.
concentration, 1 minute.
Wicked.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
And then Marvin is going to return fire at the Miro, rearing back and trying to ice breath this thing, and I believe it needs to make a con save, which it does, and so it takes half damage from
To white dragon.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
5d8. So the Miro takes 9 damage. Oops. Cool. And then just rolling for Marvin. Cool. After that, Marvin kind of backs off a little bit, provoking an attack of opportunity from the Miro with its harpoon. Manages to catch him. And he does. How much do you do, Miro?
And he's dead.
Marvin's
Super
strong.
interesting for you guys watching me fight myself. 2 to 6, 4,
Marvin's super strong though. He's a
Marvin
dragon.
takes 12 damage.
Jesus.
Marvin kind of shoots up in the air, getting free of the water and everything. Can kind of see what you were up to, Bernard.
Is he at my level?
Yeah, he's
Good
kind
on
of
me.
about the same height as you at the moment.
Okay.
Igneous, you're up.
Alright, so Ignis has been trying his hardest to pretend like he's dead, but there's been cannon fire and whirlwinds and tidal waves, and he's just had this really unnatural feeling of competence. So he's just gonna chuck his mask back and just hurl like you've never seen him hurl. And that's gonna be his action and bonus action. Just really hooting it out there.
Oh dear lord.
Cool. Lucky you removed the helmet part first.
Oh.
That could have been messy.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Did you want to move anywhere or?
No, that's going to debilitate him for the round.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Finn, we're back around to you.
Yeah.
Did you want to do something?
Finn is basically just doing what what he planned before. It's basically he's taking it all in. He's finally kind of like snapped back into like, all right, action. I got to do something. I need to see if Hekaton's okay. And so he calls for Alpha, jumps on Alpha's back and takes off over to the above the ship, maybe 20 foot up above the ship.
Above the ship.
Yeah, so sort of just, or maybe just on the edge of the ship here, about 20 foot above here.
Okay.
So let's. What can I see from this vantage point?
So from here, like looking straight down, you see. You've actually met King Hekaton as before. So you see Hekaton. He doesn't appear to have aged a single day since the last time that you saw him. But giants are very long-lived, so you wouldn't necessarily have expected him to look a whole lot different. But you see, go ahead and roll, I guess, perception.
Okay. Ooh, 9.
Yeah, it's hard for you to make out kind of why, like you can't see his chest kind of moving or anything. But it's hard for you to make out kind of what's going on here. Someone like him, these chains, like, would be nothing.
Okay.
So you, I guess, have this overwhelming sense of dread that perhaps that is Hekaton's body and not necessarily Hekaton.
Right.
If he was alive, surely he would break these chains.
Okay. With my bonus action, I think I'm just gonna just zoom down to Hekaton's side.
Yep. Okay.
Cool.
So there's I'll explain what you see. So at the top deck, which is kind of where you were, 20 feet above that, you can take a bonus action to dash. There's kind of this open area, and then there's you can see that there's kind of multiple levels
Right.
on here. So there's the very bottom level where Hekaton is, but then there's one level in the middle, kind of between these two things.
Okay.
So you wanted to, like, I'm assuming you're just going like fanging it.
Just straight for Hekaton's, right, straight for his side. Yeah.
Okay. Roll perception.
I imagine I'm gonna ram into some sort of magical barrier of some sort. 17.
Okay. I think with a 17, as you're kind of like, you and Alpha are kind of going hell for leather towards this thing, you hear from the middle deck some murmurs, and you see this bright sheen just zoom across the top of the lower deck. And I think you just managed to wrest Alpha upwards before slamming head first at breakneck speed, literally breakneck speed, into this invisible barrier. And
But at least I saw it coming.
Yeah, that could have ended badly.
Yeah, you did manage to see it coming. And so you're now in the main deck area.
Oh, whoa. Oh, that was
Hey,
cool.
look what
That
you
was,
found.
yeah. Holy shit.
And so you've kind of...
You
kind
hid
of
that
stopped
well,
the
by the way,
screeching
John.
pile.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Look what you found. You found some friends.
I don't like those friends.
And so there are basically a bunch of... To your right on like this open platform thing with...
Oh, that's not
kind of,
pretty. Oh.
stairs heading up. There's a number of cultists, and you see amongst them there is one gnome with bright red hair, bright red beard, holding some odd objects, a lantern, and I can't remember what the other thing is.
Do I recognize the gnome at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
You've never met this gnome before. The only reason why they stand out is kind of like this fiery beard, these kind of bifocal glasses, a lamp, and a scroll.
Okay.
So what do you do? I'm going to say you've still got your action.
I've still got my action after all that.
Yeah, because you've only moved. And you're on top of Alpha, who's very fast, and you have a bonus action to dash.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you've used your bonus action and all of your most of your movement. You could maybe get like a little bit away.
You got yourself in a real sticky situation here.
I will also say on your left, on the aft of the boat, there's a... Actually, you shouldn't be able to see that yet. There is a room, like a closed off room, whereas this is like more of a platform with people on it.
Right.
There is a room off to the side.
So I'm on some sort of barrier at the moment.
Yeah, I'm thinking you're like you and Griffin. Sorry, you and Alpha are just kind of like just flying just above it.
Okay.
You managed to pull up in time.
Have they all noticed me?
They sure have.
You've flown headfirst into their barrier. Have they noticed me?
So I did hit the barrier, or Alpha hit the barrier?
No, you managed to just, but like there's a griffin kind of flying in the middle of the boat that wasn't there before.
Did I see any maybe like feathers break loose and land onto the barrier?
Yeah, I think so. And there's still kind of like water and things, and it's like falling down, and you can see it's like hitting like a hard physical surface.
Yeah.
It doesn't appear as though like anything is passing through it.
Right, but the feathers aren't like bursting into flame or anything like that. They're not looking damaged or anything.
No, they're coming to a resting point on the surface, as if it were like glass.
Okay, all right. I know. Okay, yeah. I know what's gonna happen. Okay, I want to
do it.
My action isn't going to be an attack or anything, John. It's just going to be something that I want to reveal by the time it comes back to my turn. So I'm gonna message you with what my move is going to be, John. Okay. Okay. So we feel free to move to the next in the initiative while.
Okay, so your turn is coming up pretty soon because you held your action before.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Cool. Oust, you're up.
All right. So, given what else can see. I think all I can see from my vantage point is this guy here still in the water, yeah, by where Marvin was. I think.
By where Marvin was.
Well,
The one that attacked Marvin.
I don't think you can really see that because you've got a boat between you and that.
yeah. So what can I see?
And you
in
can
that
see
case?
you can see Marvin above.
Because I'm in the crow's nest, which is what 30, quite high up on the top of a mast.
Okay,
I'm looking down
okay.
across.
Yep.
So I might be
Don't
able to.
forget about the crow's nest. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm up high, looking down. I'm assuming I can see across the deck of the ship to what's on the other side. Can I see this guy in the whirlpool?
You can see a whirlpool over there.
Yeah.
What's your passive perception?
17.
Yeah, I think with your passive perception and the fact that you were actually actively scouting before,
Yeah.
yes, you can see
Okay.
the mirror caught in the
Alright.
whirlpool.
So I don't think at this point in time I'm not particularly fussed about him, but the guy that was attacking Marvin clearly I can see, and I want to take a shot at him. So I'm going to fire up the old lightning arrow thing, and I'm going to fire my arrow at his. How much of that mirror is sticking out of the water? Like is he?
Like most of his upper body.
Okay, so I'm gonna just aim at his chest. Just because that's the biggest part of what I can see. So let's hope this works. So I roll a 19.
Nice.
19 is a hit.
Yeah. So he takes 4d8 lightning damage.
Ooh. Go ahead and roll that.
25. Yeah.
25 damage.
Jeez.
Wow.
Now-
so this
19
actually,
feet.
let me just check something.
Marvin's out of the water, eh?
Marvin's out of the water now.
Thank goodness for that.
You've killed the ocean youst.
Yeah, you start to see fish kind of like rise to the surface.
Dinner's on me.
Okay. So I think as you kind of strike this mirror in the water, it's the arrow turns into lightning and just kind of like he shakes as if he's got his harpoon stuck in an electrical socket, just kind of stuck there for a moment. You begin to see fish kind of pop up around him in the general vicinity.
This is making us very happy.
And I think like after a good solid like 3 to 5 seconds of him just kind of like frying out, you see him just kind of like his body just go limp and just start sliding away.
Yeah,
Yes.
awesome.
There
That's
you
how you
go.
do it, ladies. Question.
Wow.
How far, like, so our boat that everyone's on at the moment, how far are we away from the other ship?
I think you guys wanted to be within 20 feet.
Are we 20 feet away?
Yeah.
Okay. Wolf can jump that, eh?
I'm trying to remember what Wolf's strength score is.
Wolf's strength score, because he's currently in dire form, so he's 18.
He can basically jump his strength score in feet. So you'd definitely have to roll for it.
Yeah.
It would be tough.
Okay, so
You could give commands to Miros to get closer if you wanted.
I'm just going to get, so what I'm going to ask Get Wolf to do, I'm going to get Wolf to sort of, what I want Wolf to do, because I would have seen Finn dive in, land on this kind of thing. I clearly can't see what's going on, but I can see that he's sort of panically pulled himself up. So clearly he's seen something. So I've kind of got a feeling there might be something going on down there. I want to be able to help him, but I can't get across here myself. I'm just going to get Wolf to be ready to basically dash from one side of the deck of our ship and then make a leap across if Finn needs help.
Yeah.
So basically, if I think Finn needs help, I'm just going to get Wolf to hurtle himself over there and help out as best he can.
Okay, by himself?
Yeah, by himself for now, because Alst can't get across there. I've got a plan to get across there at some point, just not yet.
Okay. Cool. And so we're back around to Finn's turn. So Alst, from your vantage point up in the crow's nest, you see this griffin and this halfling kind of pull up, and you see Finn kind of like kick himself off and launch himself off sideways.
Oh, look at you!
Away from Alpha, and kind of give it a butt pat on the way past. He keeps on, like a trained horse, and Alpha keeps on heading up, and he turns away. Like, if you think about the camera and what you're looking at, he kind of turns away from the camera for a second, but you see him do something, and then all of a sudden you see boof, boof, as his arms grow huge.
Oh, yes.
You see this enormous halfling kind of land superhero style.
Oh, yes.
On the barrier.
Finn hulked out.
It had to happen.
Love it.
It had to happen again.
Yeah. So we have a giant Finn situation.
This happens on boats.
Yeah, always on boats.
Okay.
That's your turn, Finn.
All right. So all Finn can see is this bearded guy here, or yeah.
You can also see all of the.
All right, so they're on. Okay.
Soldiers behind him.
All right, Finn just wants to do like a diving tackle into them all, just like his arms spread, just and just like slam into as many of them as he could possibly hit into.
Okay. Cool. So go ahead and you're just running at them.
Yeah. And just diving into them.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna say that they're gonna make a dex save to see if they can get out of your way.
Yeah, cool.
I'm rolling for the group, like as a group. So the gnome, like much smaller, much more adept, kind of manages to duck and roll to the side as you charge towards, leaving you free to dive bomb at the rest of the group. So go ahead and roll 66.
Whoa!
6d6. Okay.
It's gonna bring the pain.
$19. It's all right.
Pretty
Okay.
good.
So I think with 19 damage, you managed to crush, kill 3 of them,
Ooh, yeah.
That'll do.
and I think you kill like the ones that are most near the front, and you managed to injure 2 more.
Okay.
Are you now lying prone in front of them?
But yeah, you're lying.
This giant
Yeah. Are there any like trapped under me? Like, what's the deal?
Some of the dead bodies, and I think like the ones that are trying to kind of like scooch away from you. The injured ones.
Okay, cool. And is that classified as movement and action, or?
Yeah, I'll say that's an attack, basically to belly flop at them.
Okay, cool.
Anything for your bonus action?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because one of my bonus actions is to disengage.
Okay, so you're gonna need to.
I love a giant using rogue tactics. It's fantastic.
Yeah, so you've moved 20 feet. I'll say in that form you've probably got 50 feet worth of movement.
Yeah.
So you need to use 25 feet to stand up, and you've used 20 feet, so you can get away, but not very far.
So like 15 feet or something back.
Yeah, say 10 to 15 feet.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So he is just gonna quickly disengage, and so he's basically just gonna push up on whatever bodies that he can push up off of, and then stomp down and just launch himself back 10 feet, over to here. It's about there.
Okay. Cool. So that is your turn. Bernard, what are you up to?
Okay. Well, I was gonna talk to Finn.
You still can.
He looks turned into a giant. Yeah. So I was gonna talk about the chains, but can I see what he's doing down there at all? Would I have seen him turn into a giant? Or?
Oh yeah, totally. You're up in the crow's nest still, right?
Right. So can I see the people that he jumped on?
You can't see the people. They're there's a platform, and then they're underneath that platform.
Oh, okay.
But you've seen him dive at something.
Yeah.
And presumably heard the anguished screams of some people.
Right.
Go ahead and roll perception, actually. There's quite a lot of noise there. I think you probably would have turned your attention.
Oh no, it says rolling +1. So
right.
That counts.
That counts. That's a 1.
Oh damn! I just realised I could have added a D4 onto my attack. Isn't that right? With the old the bless.
Yes.
Oh, I'll remember that for next time.
14.
With 14 from there, I think it's probably
the middle of the road, I suppose. We're used to 20s now.
Okay. So what you can see, looking down towards where he dived, you saw this figure kind of roll out from underneath Finn as he grew large and kind of dived at these things. Dived at something. But what you see is this gnome with this kind of fiery beard and quite unkempt hair, who's kind of deftly dodged out the way, and you recognize this gnome.
I'd know that gnome anywhere.
This is your uncle.
Oh!
Holy shit!
Piece of shit.
You piece of shit. He's my favourite uncle.
Oh.
He's your favourite uncle.
I've been looking for him.
And he's not wearing his trademark jacket because you are wearing it.
Yes. Yeah, I got his jacket. But okay. So I recognise his red hair and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Holy shit.
Plot twist.
Well, I can message him instead, I suppose. Can I do? I've got a concentration spell going on. Can I also do a cantrip? Is that how it works? It's not a concentration spell, so you can.
If it's not a concentration spell, for sure.
Okay.
As long as you're only concentrating on one thing, that's fine.
Yep. I'm going to excitedly yell out, "Uncle! Up here!"
You see his attention kind of look up at you, and he says, Bernard! What are you doing here? How are you? Kind of very excitedly.
I'm good.
He says, oh, you shouldn't have come. I know I said to, but you really shouldn't have. It's not good here. It's not good.
I can't leave you here alone, Uncle. I've come
is
to...
this giant your friend? That might help.
Yes. I think we do know him. I've never met him, but... He's a good guy, I think.
Okay. And I think with that, if you want to spend more time talking to him, you'll take up like your action.
Action.
Oh wait, sorry. Message is an action, right?
Is it? Is it cantrip?
Oh yeah, it is. So it's taken up your action to do. So I think so. We'll consider that dialogue like your bonus action. So you've just got movement left. Conversation's not like in mid combat. It's quite hard.
Yeah. I don't want to say spend two. We only got like a few seconds really. But he knows I'm here now, so I'm just gonna wave at him while still holding onto the mast, and I'm gonna continue my thing to destroy the mermen.
Your whirlpool.
Yes.
Cue fire alarm.
That's amazing.
There was a fire alarm right up here too.
That is sick.
Is that actually fire?
It's an ice machine, isn't it?
It's pretty much like fire, isn't it?
Looks like fire. That looks cool as.
Yeah. It's too bright for the
It looks pretty sweet.
camera.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Okay. Yeah. So whirlpool, same place. If the guy's stuck in it.
He's already taking damage, isn't he? Again.
So he's still stuck in it currently, and when he begins his turn next, he's going to take the 2d8 damage and try to annoy.
So I'll just continue it. And if anything else getting sucked in towards it, because I can actually move it. Oh no, that guy's dead.
Yeah, he died. I dealt with him.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Are you still trying to keep it away from the ship, or are you trying to?
Yeah, because it'll damage the ship. 2d8.
We don't need to be doing that just yet.
Don't want everyone to sink Hecaton. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. Cool. So we'll do the damage first. Ah, you roll it. I don't know why I'm rolling your
Not
damage.
me?
Yeah.
Is this the start of the
Yeah,
Moonman's
this is
turn?
the start of his turn.
2d8, isn't it?
Man, this is like great versus these creatures.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of a more tailor-made spell. It gets rid of their action, like does damage to them.
True.
Okay, so he takes 10 damage.
Alright.
As he's kind of flung around the whirlpool again. He's going to...
As he gets further down, he'll be going faster and faster as well. Because he's going 10 feet. If he fails, he'll be going 10 feet towards the bottom, I reckon.
Does it get spat out the other end? Because it's like 20, it's 25 feet deep, right? How deep is the ocean? He must get spit out the other end.
I think he would just be. I think he would just be pinned to the ocean floor.
Or just pummeled in the bottom of it.
I hate getting pummeled in the bottom.
Too early.
Oh, sorry.
That was a great setup.
That was beautiful.
Slightly too early. But he did nat 20 on his save. So.
Whoa! Well, he's out. He's free.
I think it's at this point that he manages to find, like, as he's getting torn around his side, manages to find the calmest point in where he's kind of swimming around, and he just kind of ducks away from the whirlpool using kind of the motion
of the ocean.
Him on. Motion of the ocean. And I think he manages to kind of dip out roughly out here. But you see he disappears beneath the waves.
Oh my god.
Okay, so it's the Miro's turn. Igneous and Oust. You see, like, Oust from your vantage point, kind of like looking around, still trying to figure out where these things are. and Igneous, you were still like
Feeling
yankering
his
off the boat, right?
Still vomiting.
But I think it's pretty much impossible to ignore as two enormous sea creatures
Oh crap!
leap from beneath
Hey.
the boat
Woohoo! Here we go. That was some fun.
and land on the boat.
On the boat.
On the boat.
Awesome.
Right where you are, Igneous, and they're both going to attack you.
Do they slip in his vomit?
I'll roll a d20 for that, and if they score a 1, then they will. Everything
They'll
else,
die.
they'll be fine. I mean, they're pretty good with slick surfaces.
Yeah.
They've got feet for that.
What was causing him vomiting?
The
Just
motion
being-
Magic being on a ship.
Yeah, it's pretty
Just
bad.
pretty
Just
much
too
everything
much.
that Igneous hates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Igneous' worst nightmare.
Yeah, he's on the boat. He's getting magic cast at him. He's pretending to be dead. He's just like, what the hell?
The first one attacks you, Igneous, with its harpoon, and has a 23.
Oh.
24, sorry.
24 to hit.
24 to hit, yes.
That's a hit.
It's a hit.
Don't worry, you've got intros all over you. You can do your intro attack.
Here we
Oh.
go.
Oh, I've got a
7
hotkey for that.
damage from the harpoon.
How much?
7 damage.
That's all right.
And we're gonna make a strength. You're gonna make a strength save. Sorry, strength check. Strength check.
Just my click on the strength button.
In the saving
yeah.
throws? Yeah.
Saving throws? or the
Let's
strength?
make it a strength save.
Oh,
Whee.
So that the harpoon that kind of pierced your side, hooks back on the back of you, and the mirror, this huge mirror, begins to try to pull you and drag you off of the ship.
Ooh.
But as he does,
Ooh.
you just chink chink, and you yank him back towards you, and he's not going anywhere.
You can't escape that yank.
No.
I think also with like a strength score like that, you managed to rip free the harpoon that managed to find purchase in your side. But as you do, he reaches down with a claw to try to claw you. Hits for 21. 21 to hit.
Ooh. My AC is 21.
Okay, so that's a hit.
Ooh.
Take another 7 damage.
Oh, and we got another follower. Thanks to Bardic Tales. Thanks for the follow, Bardic Tales. You're awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I like to think
great
it
name.
was Igneous yanking the Miro that brought you on board today. And I approve.
So many setups so early. And the other mirror kind of reaches up with
Reaches around.
Reach around.
At you as well, Igneous. Like they're all about.
They're all over you, Igneous.
Yeah.
Must be that puking.
22 to hit.
It's like
That's a
chunk
hit.
in the water.
Man.
Yeah.
Take 10 damage.
Sorry, that was a good
and
one, X.
As it kind of scratches you, reaches out with this face that looks a bit like a catfish, but as it moves its jaws apart, you kind of see all of these like sharp teeth as it kind of comes around your.
It's got a whiskey.
Man, I gotta stop using words. Kind of, like bites towards your face.
Oof.
And critically fails.
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
And so for the new follower and for others who might be joining us for the first time, whenever we have a crit fail, we roll a d100, and on a 100, everything's fine for the creature that rolled a crit fail. The lower it gets, the worse the effects are. So on a 1, for example, it would generally be very bad. In this scenario, it's going to be hard for it to be super, super bad, but I'd find a way to make it not great for the mirror. So we're rolling a d100. In fact, I might do it on screen.
Ooh.
Rolled a 36, which is not great. So I think as you kind of reach up to defend yourself against the mirror, it catches itself on your gauntlets and kind of crunches in, but cracks some of its teeth, and you kind of punch your way past it, and it's going to take 1d4 damage plus your strength.
Oh, there we go.
Go ahead and roll that.
Roll strength? Or you run
Roll a 1d4 plus your strength modifier.
Okay.
So 3 plus...
Plus 7. Oh, hey!
Your strength mod's not 7.
Quick maths.
Must be 3, right?
It's a 7.
Check the character sheet.
That's
Someone's
the
got-
proficiency, because you...
Check it out. 25 strength, boy.
Thanks to the
Oh,
belt.
he's got a
yeah,
got a,
sorry, I forgot you've got the strength...
belt of fire.
Belt of fire giant
giant
strength.
strength,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah, absolutely. Nice one.
Jeez, plus 7 on
Regan, Finn, are you wearing your giant
Yeah,
strength belt?
of course I am.
Man, that is like
It's like 2 of them.
solid knock.
Yep.
It's a solid knock. As you just kind of like, you don't even mean to punch this thing, but you just, and it's just kind of rocked by how strong you really are. Next up is Sasha's turn. Sasha, seeing what's going on, runs over to protect you, Igneous, and interposes itself between you and the mirror. What does Sasha have? Yep, so interposes itself between you and the mirror before drawing its longsword and just kind of slashing it at the mirror twice. First one is a crit, second one misses.
Hey, nice.
7 plus 12 damage to that mirror. It's Marvin's turn, so Marvin flies up much higher and begins to fly back over towards Sasha. Spotting that Sasha's in danger, begins to do that. Igneous, you're up.
Alrighty. So, Igneous has been hurling like a sailor with no sea legs. And he's been attacked by these massive sea creatures. He's not feeling great. So we're going to roll a d20. On a 5 or below, I'm not going to be able to hold my vomit, and I'm going to have to fight through that vomit. And I'm going to give myself disadvantage. More than 5, and he's going to be like, you know what? We've got priorities, and I have to kill some things
Yeah,
first.
nice.
Here we go.
Come on, 1. Ah, 17.
Hey!
Alright.
It's good to see Igneous growing.
Igneous
His light
is
to the
good
sea.
now. Alright.
I'm also going to award you inspiration for playing your character who's scared not only of water but also of magic, and this is just like this is hell for you. So
Thank you. All right. So I'm gonna use my bonus action to just like wipe the vomit from over myself and just lock my visor in.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna pull up my shield, and I've got my short sword up here, but with the intimate attacks from the mirror, I'm just gonna go with the old Fisteroonie. And he's just gonna like charge at the first mirror, the one that's not engaged with Sasha. And the first attack's gonna be a bash with a shield, and the second one's going to be a punch in the face.
okay, go ahead and roll 2 attacks.
Now I made up a little button for it, so let me know if this isn't the right button for it. Hi-ya!
Oh, he's got a punch. Love it.
Nice. Plus 11.
Can't
What the
believe your
hell?
punch is plus 11.
It's
Yep,
insane.
that looks right though.
Yeah. Except the
Um,
damage was shit.
That's not bad for a punch.
Well, it's a 1 plus 7.
Dang.
It's your bonus that makes
yeah,
it brilliant.
so roll the same thing for your
For shield?
shield badge.
That's
as well.
amazing.
Alright.
Oh, that's better damage. Whoa! It's a 4.
Yeah.
I do like the Bludenging style damage.
You got bleeding
from the German to bludgeon.
It's Earth Ganassi spelling of bludgeon.
Yeah. He doesn't like the righty righties.
Yeah, you just give this Miro the old 1-2, one of which is like a jab with your shield, and then just a big right cross straight in the chin. Just, and you see its head just kind of rock one way, cracks its neck, and looks back at you.
Nice. Can I use my reaction?
To do what?
Protection. So
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, so whenever someone near you gets attacked, you
Yeah.
can do that.
Okay. So
So you don't have to call that now. You
Okay.
just call it when somebody tries to attack you.
okay. Sweet.
Okay. Okay, so it is all of the cultists' turn.
Here we go.
Ooh, this is gonna hurt.
This could be dangerous.
The two that were knocked down by you kind of get up to their feet. They all knock a crossbow
No, you're in so much trouble.
over their kind of wrists, and they just as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them send crossbow bolts at you.
It's gonna be Hulk just go bang, bang, bang.
What's your AC?
My AC is 17.
Okay, 1 miss, 1 hit. 2 misses, 1 hit. 3 misses, 1 hit.
Another
Three-
big target.
3 misses, 3
Yeah.
misses, 2 hits. 3 and 3. The last one. The last one is a miss. So you did pretty well. You more than half of them missed. So
Hmm.
3
How do you miss
bolts.
a 20-odd foot halfling?
They might be a little shaken from the fact that some of them just got crunched.
Oh man, that is
Whoa.
whoa.
There's the
Take
whirlpool.
13 damage, and I'm guessing you're using Uncanny Dodge to halve it?
You know I am.
Okay, so take 7 damage.
It's even
7
more
damage.
uncanny that you're 18 foot tall. Can die.
Yeah. Nice.
I think we'll take our break there, coming back to the top of the order.
Okay.
So
Sweet.
we'll just be 5 to 10 minutes.
5 minutes sounds good. This is when last week Amy sent a raid to us. So please, here's hoping that she leaves her people to herself for at least another 10 minutes.
5 minutes.
5, 10 minutes would be great.
Awesome.
All right. Break
Back
Catch you guys soon.
shortly.
time.
So hipster owlbear.
Okay, so I've just
That's a
gone.
big cage.
I've just gone live. So anyone who's wondering why we're talking about owl bear hipsters, what was it? Hipster owl bears. So when we
Hipster owlbears.
I think earlier when we pretty much started, we were talking about the idea of I think Reese mentioned a beard cage, a beard, and then that got onto owl beard cages. Thanks to Shannon playing his Bernard there, that he's in our Discord. There's an awesome drawing that he just whipped up, I guess, on his break. I guess it was good, or he's been pottering away on it. I don't know, but if you check the Discord, the link's just below, just down there. Don't show them. They can go to the. Oh, that's all right. They can take a look.
Well,
It's just a
things
tease.
show up in there. We
Yeah.
put things in there.
Yeah, we put things in there. Yeah, so check out the Discord and check out the amazing Albeard cage, which is so good.
We've got to check.
ultimate
We've got to check
hipster.
that on Twitter later too.
Yeah, yeah,
So good.
yeah. Speaking of which, for anyone who's watching, there is a official Getting Dicey Twitter account. John's got a Twitter. I've got a Twitter. Dave's got an Instagram. Reese, don't worry about Reese. He's got nothing at the moment. Although he does look after our Getting Dicey official Twitter, and then Too Friendly at the end with all social media as Too Friendly. That's us. That's us. Don't forget to jump into Discord and say hi. Why not? Xcat has. So why haven't you? I don't know. All right.
Igneous, just a reminder to update your D&D Beyond hit points, so you're
For now.
and anybody else who's lost hit points as well. Fiddens is up to date by the looks.
Yeah. Which is a good reminder for anyone watching. If you just roll over the video, there you do see our characters and what is happening with them, what stats they have, how their health points are sitting. Give them a click, and it'll give you a bunch of information.
Ignis's health just went yellow because I just updated the health.
Oh dang! You must have lost a decent amount then.
Oh, whoa. That's pretty cool.
Xcat has asked if I get a temporary HP boost for turning into a giant, or do I just remain
Just one.
thin
No
points?
no temporary HP, just really fucking big.
Just giant size?
And able to do things like 66 damage for belly flopping on people.
Yeah!
You're a giant-sized halfling rogue. It's brilliant.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
perfect.
the disengage was particularly spicy. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. I should have used my bonus action just to roll around on the dead bodies for a bit.
Turn it to jam.
Yeah.
Mate, Ignis would love one of those potions.
Yeah, I've still got one.
Maybe that's 3. That's too many.
Yeah, you gave us 3. It was
on
perfect.
the
Bad
count of how many things we've got, John. Do you have in your mind how many beats of force that Alce has left, or are you going to make me say that I've used them all? Because my record shows that I have 3 left, but I'm pretty certain I might have used all of them, or maybe 2 of them. I don't remember.
I swear there was like...
Because I had 8 of them
The
at the start.
the
but
last-
I
I
can't
gave
remember
you,
how
I
many
gave you
used.
2d4 plus 2, I think, which was way too many.
Yeah, you gave me truckloads of them, and I ended up with like 8.
Yeah.
As memory serves, and I know I've used at least 5 of them, but I've got 3 sitting on my character sheet at the moment.
Yeah.
And and during the break, my mind's been tuning over how I can just start dropping them on people.
I do remember, so when the last time we talked about those beads of force was when we were trying to figure out what we were going to do with an Iron Slug. We were going to sort of lull the fire giant, but I think you had one. I think you only had one, right? Or you threw one in.
Well, I was going to give you one, and then then it kind of changed my mind, and I ended up just tossing one at the what's his face, the giant and Iron Slug, and we trapped him.
Yeah.
And then kind of pushed him through the portal and all that sort of stuff. But I don't think I used any others, so that's why I'm kind of thinking either I've got 1 or 2 left, but I'm not sure.
We'll sort this out later, but we'll say for now you have 1. And if the number goes up from there, then that's good for you. If
You're
the
so
number
kind.
stays there, it's the same.
I love my GM. He's brilliant. That's my favourite GM ever.
Very nice.
All
I
right,
just
so
feel bad when I had to be like, no, you can't change your spells. Stop trying to sculpt your spells to suit the situation every week.
Oh, I thought. Oh, so you did stop him. I thought you were going to let him do that.
no,
I let him
he
do
allowed
the
me to
most
change
recent
it
one.
with the most recent level up. He allowed me to change it, but he didn't allow me to backdate the changes to what I wanted.
Sneaky, man, sneaky.
Because that was my original question. Because when I realized that I could change them, I'm like, oh, what? There's been 10 chances and I've not changed.
Okay,
one.
are you
Damn
able to
it.
change your spells?
When I level up,
Mm,
I can change
that's cool.
my spells.
That's very
It's
cool.
obviously a ranger thing.
Mm.
But obviously I hadn't read that or was aware of it and been blindly going along with spells that I hadn't used for a lot. And then I was like, oh yeah, I've got Speak with Animals. No, I don't. Oh shit.
Right.
John, can I change my spells?
Gotcha.
He's
Gotcha.
like, yeah, nah.
Yeah. Otherwise, like, because that's one of the really great benefits of being like a cleric or a wizard or something is that you can change your spells more freely.
Yeah, cool.
So
Right.
you can think about like, okay, I'm in an ice area. I should get spells that are good against ice monsters. And you can.
I
Change
don't know
them,
about
but-
wizards though. Like wizards,
Yeah,
you
'cause you
can
got-
change, you can prepare other ones, but you have to actually invent the spell or find the spell.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Which is
In your
tricky.
spell book.
Yeah, you have to have it in your spell book.
So you can create spells though, or sort of.
Yeah, through inspiration you can, work on it, I suppose. But it's tricky. Like,
Yeah.
Squid business.
yeah, the nice squiddy spell. I mean, by inventing it, it just means you get one from the book.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
I
from the
would
list.
I would say like with squid business, you could probably have Hunger of Hadar if you wanted.
That's like a door, right? And like tentacles.
Well, it's
come out.
like it's a bunch of tentacles, like inky black tentacles, like waving around.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, that's squid business all the way. Right?
Yeah.
That's totally squid business.
Oh, they sex you up.
When you heard the
That's-
word
yeah, it's
squid
like
business,
sexy
you could go
Hunger
on.
of Hadar.
Squid business. I have thought of this.
Imagine
Well.
casting that squid.
Oh dear.
Getting
like it.
everybody off.
Oh yes, there it is.
It's getting dicey.
There it is.
It is absolutely getting dicey.
Okay. All right, let's up the stakes here. I've just posted the link for
Is
the
this
watch
music?
together again,
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
which I always forget to do at the start. So joining back in, I think what happens at this point, Finn, you'll probably notice this. Bernard, you'll probably notice this as well. There are two figures walk out of the door on the opposite side of the aft of the boat
Okay.
in the main deck level where Finn is.
Jeez.
You see, if we zoom in, you see a male and a female. A male kind of dressed in like adventurous clothing, like a long leather jacket with like long leather duster, goggles hung around his neck, like quite like a little bit older, like white haired, big bushy eyebrows, and a female kind of dressed, I guess, a bit more like long flowing blonde hair but tied down, and very kind of I don't know how to describe it other than kind of very
Hot.
plain, like made to look more plain. Bernard, you recognise these two as your mother and father.
Oh, he's found his parents.
What is
oh
happening?
My goodness. They're stealing King Hegaton. What's going on here?
What is going on?
Yes. We tracked them down.
I'm starting to. Okay.
Well, let's kill Bernard.
Oh, he's clearly in on it.
Put my squid hat on.
You haven't taken it off yet, have
Bernard,
you?
go ahead and make a.
Finn's got it.
Yeah, I've got it at the moment.
go ahead and make a perception check.
Ooh, so much perception and so little skill. What's
Oh,
it's quite good, isn't it? It's quite good.
Cool. So we'll move to Oust's turn.
okay.
Oust, what would you like to do?
So from my vantage point in the crow's nest on the other ship, can I see anything like where these two people have appeared at all, or can I not see them where that is?
I think you can see the male gnome, but not the female gnome.
Okay. And can I see Finn at all in his giant form?
You can see. You can definitely see Finn. He's giant,
And
and
obviously
you
can't.
can. I don't
Okay,
think
so
you
he's
can
kinda-
see the other one behind him. The other
So
one
he's kind
behind
of
him.
standing there on the big ship. The bad guys are all kind of under there, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So Wolf is obviously Wolf kind of is over here as far as like the deck of our ship is concerned. These two are all kind of I'm obviously on somewhere else. These two monsters here. Are they standing on the edge of the boat, or are they actually on the deck itself?
They're on the deck itself, but towards the front of the deck.
Okay.
So this one here was trying to drag Igneous out off the deck into the water.
Okay,
and
so
this
he'd
one
be
was
closest
just
to the
kind of
edge.
scratching at him. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So basically, what Oust is going to do is he's going to yell down to Wolf. Well, kind of going to indicate to Wolf that he wants him to sick him, indicating that he wants him to sick this guy. So basically, first off, Wolf is literally just going to full on charge this thing and push it into the water, just to try to save. It's Sasha, isn't it? Yeah. I'm trying to say Sasha and Ignis, just basically trying to get it away from him.
Mm-hmm.
And as he does that, Oust is going to fire, essentially simultaneously, Oust is going to fire an arrow at it, and then Wolf is going to charge into it. So it's going to go thump, poof, into the water.
Okay, just a regular arrow?
Yeah, just a regular arrow, because I've used all my other spells, unfortunately.
Also, if Shannon is there, you're not here. We can't see you, so just... Have you guys got Shannon?
Shannon's
Or...
gone.
Yeah.
No, he's
I
gone.
don't have him.
Okay, cool.
Or if his
So I will do my arrow.
internet's playing up or his computer or something.
Okay, so arrow is a
Nice.
25 and it does 10 piercing damage. And Wolf, should just roll, I guess, I actually, if he does his bite, so if he charges him and bites, then it's but essentially trying to so he's going to bite and essentially going to drag him over the edge.
Yep. 11 is a
Damn it.
miss. So I think he
Damn it.
pounces at him, and the mirror kind of manages to move away, kind of enough.
Okay. Is
But he
Wolf
kind
got
of
enough
goes on
ground
the-
to kind of land, or does he go over the edge?
I think he can probably land.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
So the mirror is circled round. That is everything.
Yes, that is pretty much all I can do right now.
Okay, Finn, background to you.
Yikes. All right. Has Finn noticed these? Because Finn's facing the cultists, I guess. Did he hear what's his name, Bernard's uncle talking, or was that all done through
There's
message?
a done message.
Okay, cool. And I haven't noticed the two appearing behind me.
I think like with the imminent danger in front of you, no.
Okay, cool. All right, okay. Now everything that I have on me grows as well. Wait, I mean,
You hope so, or else you're completely hulked out and you're wearing nothing.
I mean like swords and daggers and all my stuff, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So he reaches into his quiver, and grabs a single arrow.
Giant arrow. It's gonna be a harpoon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
And basically,
little man.
and basically just charges through from here through to here. Basically, the idea of just skewering these three with an arrow. So just running sort of like it's a sword and just like skewering it straight through three of them. It's what he's trying
Instead of
for.
being an arrow, it's a spear.
Yeah, like a lance. Yeah,
like a lance. Yeah.
Okay.
He's trying to think if he's going to allow it.
He is.
Sorry, I'm just looking up how long a regular arrow is. Be what, like?
Yep.
2 feet.
And you are roughly, you're about 8 times your size.
Mm.
So.
Because you've gone from what, 3.5 foot to 24?
Be about 8
I think it's
feet
probably
or
like
10 feet.
Okay, here we go.
Like a 16-foot arrow, basically, right?
A shaft is 30 inches long.
Foot and a half.
Damn.
Hey,
It's a foot and a half.
Woo.
Yeah, because a foot's 12.
Wait, no.
I mean, it is
2.5
now.
foot.
That's for sure. Now that
It's
I'm a
2.5
giant.
foot long.
Right.
At 30 inches.
Oh
it's
my.
2.5
Yeah,
feet.
okay. So
Oh.
times 8. Man, that's huge.
That's a massive shaft.
That's so big.
That can't be right. An arrow's not 2.5 feet. Oh, maybe
But how
it is.
thick is it? That's what I want to know.
Oh, it's all about the girth.
The girth is pretty solid.
As big as your head. Very good.
Woo.
Okay, so I think
Does it look like Toad from Mario Kart?
basically,
There's going to be some holes poked into these little people.
yeah, you've got a very large, like bigger than
I know.
probably somebody holding a lance, sort of.
You're stabbing them with a mast with a pointy end.
Yeah, but the thing being it's got a pointy end. It's going to really just open them up.
You're going to skewer them. That's brilliant. Oh, dear.
Mm.
Yep. Roll to hit.
What do I roll?
Just roll.
Roll shaft.
Just roll
Yeah,
your.
you don't have shaft damage here? Come on.
Just
you
roll
have
your bow.
Just my okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Longbow.
All right. Sounds good.
Do you get sneak attack or anything with these?
There's nothing relatively long about this one. All right,
It's
25.
long.
It's relatively long. Yep. So that's definitely a hit. I think with a 25, you can definitely score all 3 of them.
Oh. Mm.
So I think with something this size, I'll say go ahead and roll 3d6 and add your strength modifier.
Okay, my strength modifier is huge at the moment, so it's 3d6 is 12, and 6 for my modifier.
18.
18.
Nice.
So talk us through how you do this. You grab the single thing,
Which is just like an arrow. It's just like a normal arrow
Yeah.
for Finn. He just reaches back, pulls it out, grabs on with both hands because he's still thinking of it as like an arrow that might snap, even though realistically it's not going to snap. And he just charges forward, and as he gets, it's only like how close is the first one? He's not too far away, is he?
10 foot away.
Yeah, I was like 5 foot away. So he's just going to
5 foot
kind of
away,
like take one step forward, pull back the shaft, and just like really just ram it straight
Skewer into the wall.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
a shish kebab.
yeah, right, and basically right into the wall, basically.
There's a slice of pineapple between each one. Capsicum.
Bit of tomato here and there.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So you just pin.
and kind of an upward
cultist
motion,
to
right?
Okay. Like digging with a spade, you just pin
Yeah.
cultist to cultist to cultist. I think their weaponry and arms acting as sort of spaces between the meats on the kebab, and you just like ping them right up into the wall. They don't have that many hit points, so they all die.
Okay.
This is similar to what you did when you were a giant on the other boat.
Yeah,
It's very-
destroyed everything.
But it was like it was just one. This time we got 3.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
As a bonus action, I just want to like spin one of them, just like because it's.
Is it like
I think you slap
foosball?
one of them upside the head and it just does a couple of
Yeah.
rotations.
And I'm just staring down the other 4 at the side of the boat while I'm doing it.
Is it
roll
like
intimidation
foosball where
with
it's got the
advantage.
little man on the stick?
It's foosball.
And then it's like
No spinning.
and it kicks a
Roll
little soccer ball.
intimidation with advantage, please, Ben.
Okay, yeah, glad to. 19.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yep, you're pretty scared.
Okay, good.
You think?
I
Hey.
did not expect this.
Yeah.
Bernard, you're up.
For me, okay. All right. So is there where am I? Oh, I'm over there. Is there any ropes or anything going down there, or is it I'm just on the shaft?
You're in the crow's nest.
On the coast nest, but is it because
Must be-
often they have sails or they have ropes or
Yeah, it'll
This
be-
ship strangely does not have sails.
But if you look at the side view, there are
There's
a
there's
couple of
no
ropes.
rigging or.
The side, the side view.
There is on the side view. I'm going to say that there's no ropes.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, there is a bloody rope on the side. Okay. I should- well, I'm going to cast a magic spell.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to cast Spider Climb.
What?
What?
Okay.
It's just Spider Climb.
Can you
Fantastic.
explain what spider climb does for everyone?
You can climb on walls,
Wow.
surfaces. You can climb on ceilings if you want to. So, and then I'm just going to run down the shaft
Oh, that is brilliant.
of the crow's nest,
That is.
and I'm going to yell out, "Gerardo!"
Gerardo. All right.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that's
Okay.
your uncle,
yeah.
and not just
That's my uncle.
a fun
mean-
gnomish word.
I was thinking.
No, not like Geronimo, but wrong.
Yeah.
Gerardo, I'm going to be yelling at Gerardo and wave my arms as I run down the mast. I can't control my little guy, but let's assume that he gets down between, I guess it's sort of between Hecaton's legs.
And
And
control my little guy, but let's just say he gets. Oh, seriously, that whole statement.
as I'm going down, I think I maybe spotted my parents as well, and I'm like conflicted. But on the way down there, and it's like a invisible surface, right?
Mhm.
Cool. I'm just gonna go with my first movement and go towards Gerardo, and jump at him with a hug.
Okay, I'm going to say you can get most of the way there, but not quite to the
Okay.
point where you can hug him, unless you you already use spider climb as your action.
Yeah. I'm gonna be yelling out. What are you? What's happening here? I just wanted to explain to me what the hell's going on. What are you doing?
He says,
I don't know anymore.
I think he says, Bernard, watch out, your parents, they're not themselves. But that's all you get out of him.
Okay.
I think you're adopted, Bernard.
He's kind of seen them emerge from that room.
They're under
and
mind
he's
control.
seen where you are, and you're
Yes.
running towards him.
Yeah.
And that's his. That's what he said to you.
God damn it. That's my move.
Yeah.
Conveniently placed above Hecaton's crotch.
Right.
Probably
on the
about the
shaft.
same size. I think you and him would be about the same size, wouldn't
From one shaft to another, it's great.
you?
Like shafts through the hourglass.
Oh dear. Sasha, it's your turn. Hurry up.
It's not actually.
Actually,
Actually.
Factually.
It's the Mero's turn.
it is.
Oh.
And you see one of the Miros another one hop onto the boat.
Oh crap!
And riding this Miro is the orc.
Our orc friend is back.
And they both.
Oh, what?
The half orc kind of jumps off of the Miro as they both leap up onto the boat, and they both start laying into Wolf, who's the first thing that they see as they land. So the Miro is attacking with a harpoon first. Are you gonna use protection on that?
Yep. First attack, we're going to protection Wolf with the shield elves.
Yep. Okay, so at disadvantage, he rolled a 2. So as the harpoon kind of comes over, you just slam your shield, interpose your shield between Wolf and the Miro, and the harpoon kind of just ricochets off. It reaches around with a claw. Which is very, very painful, but misses.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks, Ignis.
Where are we? Sorry, one moment.
I'm going to start this music over again.
Sorry, my bad. You just see like this anger and fury come over this half orc's eyes. His eyes seem to glaze over and just like the whites of his eyes turn this kind of blood red as if they're ready to kind of bleed at any moment. There's just, instead of having whites with a pupil, there's just like blood red.
He goes blind.
Face. And yeah, he goes blind, and you win, and he loses. And he kind of pulls out this dagger and just slashes at Wolf's throat.
Oh man, X-Cat, you're totally right. He did go for the throat.
And crits.
Oh!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Fucking half orcs. It's always the mixed races that try and screw my wolf.
Shouldn't leave him outside as often as you do.
And yes, I'm being racist right now whilst Wolf is in danger.
Fair
and
enough.
I'm standing miles away from him.
Wolf takes 35 damage.
Oh!
As,
I'm going to do some math. Fuck,
as the orc kind of slashes across his throat and begins to open it up.
Nah,
How much?
that's alright.
35.
35.
What the heck?
That's huge.
Hang on, I'm just going to do some math.
And with his other attack, he reaches behind himself,
Uh-oh.
draws a short sword, brings it on down, and misses.
That's right, biatch.
Got a little too real for Dave just then.
Yeah. There's going to be a world of pain on Mr. Half-Orc.
Okay. It is Sasha's turn. Oh, Sasha forgot to use protection.
Funny, that's actually really well played. It's almost exactly what Sasha would do.
So Sasha steps between the two Miro, and kind of just slashes at one, slashes at the other. The first one hits, the second one misses. 10 damage. And as Sasha cuts the first one, you see it just kind of like open from clavicle right across its chest and down, and begin to breathe very heavily as it kind of staggers back somewhat. Igneous, you're up.
Hoo-wee.
Here we go.
All right.
Feel
So
some pain.
Igneous is quite happy to get into battle now that he's had a round and he's seen some blood spill in front of him with some punches. So he's going to use his bonus action to click his Boots of Haste in.
Oh, here we go.
And then he's going to spin around and slash at the half-orc with his short sword. And I'm going to cash in double inspiration, which I earned in Iron Schlag when I did my Gut Magic Ash with the ingot and short sword combo, which is a single roll for 2 extra d20s, according to the quotes I've made. So I'm going to be like...
Yeah. So you have inspiration. Are you using both of your inspiration points on the same roll?
So
No, you created double inspiration for
Yeah.
him. Do you remember this? He did something
Yeah.
so good. You're like, you know what? I'm going to create double inspiration
Yeah.
for that.
That's
I've got it on video somewhere. I just have to find it.
Okay, sure.
So I'm double inspirationing. So I've got 3 attacks, right?
It must
so
have been pretty good.
It's pretty good. So I'm going to go inspiration on the first slice, inspiration on the second slice, and on the third slice it's just going to be a standard slice. And an attempt to decapitate Mr. Half-Orc.
Oh,
yeah,
this
come on,
Half-Orc's
yeah,
going
yeah.
down.
So hold on. So you have your double inspiration. You also have another inspiration. So you
Yeah. So I'm
You
going to
could
cash
triple
out.
it.
you could make
Yep.
one attack and roll 3 times and pick the highest, and also roll 2 times and pick the highest for your second attack. Or you could roll with advantage for all 3.
Yeah, let's do that. Roll advantage for all 3.
Here we
So
go.
all inspirations for just... Let's see if we can lop the head of this dude.
Yeah, take it right
Oh,
off.
this is
Get
going
him off. Get him off.
Bye bye, Half-Orc.
Let's do it.
Get him off.
Get
Get him off.
So, rolling 3.
Take it off. Take it off.
Second attack. Third attack.
Oh.
Oh my god, there's
2
2 crits in
crits!
there. Oh, this guy's fucked.
Makes me very happy. Get him off.
Inspiration, and he does it with 2 crits.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you do 10 damage with the first attack. You do 15 damage with the next attack.
For a crit?
Yeah, you get that extra. You get
Yeah,
that
it
5.
adds it in. It adds it in
Oh, yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
And you do 17 damage with the third attack.
Wow.
Shunk, shunk, shunk. So what do you like when you do this? What are you trying to like? Where are you striking him?
Yes, I'm going to try and strike at the neck. So we're going to go for a decapitation. And we're swinging all 3 strikes in the same manner. And as a super bonus action, I'm going to try and spit through my mask at him.
I think
Through the mask.
if you're going full Nova using all your inspirations, yeah, I'm going to allow that.
Oh, beautiful.
It might just dribble out because I've only got like a little grill here. But
Yeah.
it's
With
there.
spray
Oh, it's beautiful.
like a whale.
Half-Orcs. Disgusting.
The racist elf.
It's not a purebred, it's not with no.
Oh.
Okay. So all 3 at his neck is what you're saying.
All 3.
Okay. So the first one cuts across his clavicle, like from shoulder to shoulder. The second one you get like straight across his throat, and the third one just straight across where his Adam's apple would be. And you just see like blood just
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
as his heart beats.
Gruesome.
And you see him begin to fall backwards.
Nice. Wolf
you
is
see
going to dine
this-
on half it.
You see the whites of his eyes begin to, the red in his eyes begin to kind of glaze over and fade, and you like Michael Jackson in
Thriller.
no, not Thriller. What's that one? Smooth Criminal, where he's like he can lean forward really far. This guy's like leaning back really far, and you just see him like all of a sudden, boom, his eyes like come to life again. And he goes, steals himself and reaches out at you.
Seriously? This guy just had his head taken off.
And he's still like bleeding profusely, but he's just
orcs.
Half orc.
That's the orc. See, that's the orc part. It's like
I thought he was going to turn into one of those like potato things you get at the fair, and like a big corkscrew thing. Like,
as he like lashes out with his short sword, but his breathing is so heavy, he's just kind of manages to like move you back slightly, but doesn't manage to hit you. And you just see him like clutching at his throat, just resting his weight on his sword, just. But he is still standing, and he is still.
That's
breathing.
amazing that he's still breathing. Breathing blood.
Tough guy.
When he yells at me, that's when I'm going to time to spit.
Okay. It just hits him. I think you just spit and it just hits him. But he's using too much energy to just stay standing. That he can't really like react or avoid or whatever.
Nice.
Oust. It's your turn.
All right. So, seeing what's going on the deck below, Oust is going to cast Hunter's Mark on this half orc. He's gonna hate doing it because it means he actually has to think of a crossbreed, and it's really not cool. But he's gonna do it really quickly and just gonna sight up this half orc. And basically just after seeing Igneous practically rip the thing to pieces and it's still standing, I'm just going to aim an arrow at its forehead and sort of try and finish it off. Now but that bless still gives me +4 to my attack, right?
I keep forgetting about that.
We haven't done 10 rounds yet, so
Cool.
yeah.
Sweet. So I get to add +4 to this.
Sorry, plus 1d4.
Oh, 1d4. I'll roll a 1d4 in a second.
Oh, you crit.
Not that I need to. I could.
So where are you aiming the arrow?
Forehead.
I think as you kind of mystically mark the orc, the image of the hunter's mark appears on his forehead, and you just line up the arrow, like perfectly strike.
So I'll roll a 1d6 for the extra damage. Not that I suspect I need to, but I really want to.
Yeah, no, I think as he's kind of leaning on it, it just knocks his head backwards. And this time he does fall backwards, and he doesn't smooth criminal his way back up.
Awesome. I'm just going to flick an igneous wave down to Ignis, just so I want him to notice that. So that's that done. How are these things, the two? So this guy here that's come up, I'm assuming he's not suffered any damage. I'm guessing this guy
he was the one who was getting beaten down by the whirlpool.
Oh, okay.
So he's got some damage on him.
Okay.
The others are kind of appear to be breathing heavily and like.
Okay. So Wolf, kind of steeling himself, because he's sort of taken a bit of a hit, but seeing this arrow knock this half orc down, he's gonna basically just bristle and spin around on this guy here. Excuse me, and basically just gonna lunge for him, full bite at his throat, and he's gonna go for a bit of a takedown. Oh, it's a 22.
22 is a hit.
Yeah. And I'm thinking that's just 5 damage if I'm right. Yeah. And you need to roll a something or other to see if he stays standing.
So I think like as Wolf bites into him, he manages to rip out a good chunk of his throat, pins him to the ground, and just starts
Love it when Wolf does this.
just ripping like bits off of him, like his kind of catfish beard just goes flying. Wolf is just tearing this creature apart.
Beautiful.
That creature is that Mero is dead.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Blood and destruction happening on both boats. This is awesome stuff.
Okay, Finn, you're up.
Go, Giant Finn.
Did the these cultists didn't get a turn that round, did they?
Oh, they didn't know. They all try to crossbow you.
Oh, okay. All right. So they're not too scared.
Oh, they're scared, but they're not moving any closer to you. Two of them missed, one of them hit, and one of them crit.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So this is what happens when you're not flying on your griffin, Finn.
Yeah, trust me.
You get hurt.
I'm not going to end up needing resuscitation like Alistair, right? Don't you worry about me.
Take 20 damage and then half it with uncanny dodge.
So that's 10.
You and your uncanny dodge, man. That's such a sneaky fucking move.
It uses his reaction though. So
Yeah.
Actually, you could only uncanny dodge one of those. So 20 damage, reduce that by 4.
So 16
uncanny
damage?
dodge the worst one.
Okay.
Yeah, 16.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like you can't
dodge 2
they're
arrows.
not all. It's not one attack. It's
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, that's all right. He's still doing
Big
all right.
Giant's getting some scratches.
He's doing all right.
Whereas this time, Alice is up high, not getting touched.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Has anyone noticed the irony in this?
Hey, how many of you killed this fight?
Oh, I've taken out one with a great crit shot to the forehead.
6.
All you did was lie. All you did was kind of go. You practically fell on them. There's no skill in falling on someone.
It's falling with style.
Tell that to the WWE.
Yeah.
Finn, you're up.
Oh, okay. Something just came with like just a hint of inspiration. Remembering that the items on his person have also grown in size. He reaches into his bag of ball bearings.
Oh no.
And scoops a handful of ball bearings, which are now, I don't know, maybe like the size
Cannonball
of
size?
cannonballs, or maybe, I don't know, like softballs or something. I don't know. That'd be pretty decent.
No, they're probably like bowling ball size.
Yeah. So he gets a handful. He gets a handful of these with his tiny little halfling hands, and just like turfs them into the corner of that room.
Oh my god. Just the.
Okay, I'm gonna say you can probably grab 5. I will say 6 in your hand.
Okay.
They're gonna go through the boat.
Just roll a d20 plus your strength plus your proficiency just to sidearm a bunch of bowling balls.
All right, so I'll just roll a d20 plus strength plus proficiency. It'll be plus another 10. Oh, it's only 12.
It's a 12.
Yeah.
Luck point.
I'm going to use my luck point there. I am going to use a luck point on this one.
Sure.
You got to do better than a 12. That's better.
20 plus I get my D4 since I'm blessed.
Hey, there we go.
That's another test. So 22.
That's enough. So I think like with the spray of cannonballs, just from this giant, just
like a cannon.
you just blow out the side and the front of the boat, and you really did wreck it like a cannonball. As the remaining 4 cultists all just are obliterated by these enormous steel bearings.
Perfect.
You got a catchphrase with that, Finn?
Yeah, that's got to be
Take
coming
my
in.
balls.
See, I gave them the shaft and the balls.
You'll take my balls and like them.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm not sorry.
That's a lot of people you've killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what happens when he's a giant.
Yeah, he gets angry.
He's destructive.
He's loving it. And just with that finishing move, he's just gonna like look down. He's probably hasn't taken any of the conversation, because the last bit of conversation between Bernard and his uncle was out loud, right?
Yeah, it was out loud.
So I don't know if I was too. I'm gonna say I was too enraged to hear it. I was too focused on my battle here.
Yeah, fair enough. Playing with your balls.
Yeah, and Finn just like turns to the red-haired gnome next to him, and just kind of like points to him like, you're next. But that's going to be the end of that turn. Yeah.
Bernard, you're up.
Big finger. Okay, so I was still continuing with my thing from before of running.
Run.
Normal gnomes have 25 walk speed, but I've got 35, I think, because of my transmuter stone.
Okay.
Which is a wizard
shit.
thing. I know. I always forget about this stuff.
You must have scrolls and scrolls and scrolls of the shit you can do.
Yeah, well,
man.
you get a stone when you're 6th level or something. You can make it do stuff like make you faster or something.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I will continue with the running and the grabbing him, because I've been looking for him this whole time until I'm 10th level apparently. And I'll grab him, Gerardo, and then I guess I also at that moment understand what he's talking about my parents, and they're acting weird. So I will look around and look at them. Do they look angry or?
They're just very lacking expression. Just like they don't look angry, they don't look sad, they don't look happy.
There's zombie parents.
Their son. They're just like
they're
very
just blank.
kind of blank. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna yell out, "Mom!" And I'm gonna cast another magic spell. There's a lot of magic spells going on. I'm gonna cast. Detect thoughts.
Oh.
Okay. Can you
nice.
tell me what detect thoughts does?
Well, does this? It does this. Whoa.
Wow, it's getting bigger and bigger.
That's so good. That is so good.
I can read the thoughts of a certain creature or creatures. I guess it's just one. When you cast the spell as your action on each turn of the spell, you can focus your mind on any one creature that you can see within 30 feet of you. Or is that further than 30 feet? If the creature you choose has an intelligence... Oh, it works for me. Okay, with the first turn of it, you initially learn the surface thoughts of a creature, what is most on its mind at that moment. And if I continue, because it lasts for like a minute. So at this... Is it a concentration spell? It is. So my whirlpool will stop.
Yeah. And does your spider climb?
Your spidery little body will go back to
the
normal.
spider climb concentration, I suppose it is.
I believe so, yeah. I could be wrong, but...
Yeah, it must be. So yeah, if I continue to use it, I can probe deeper into their mind and figure out what... But this is just what's their surface thoughts.
Okay. Can you tell me like how this happens for you? Like, do you go to a dark plane where the two like astral forms kind of converse? Like, how does this happen?
No, I just imagined it was like I look really intently at them, and then like one of those a big like locking eyes type thing, and my. They have like an image of the silhouette of their head, and then it's got eyes on top of it. I'm just looking into their brain.
That's awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
My mum's brain. It's weird.
Mum's brain. So I think what you're used to having happen when you kind of use this power is you're used to exactly that. So you lock eyes, and then you can see, and it's not so much like vision in the way that we're used to it, where kind of light is being reflected off of different surfaces and you can make out a 3D picture. It's more like you can know things just through the very fact of seeing them. And the thing that you know from using this power against, or not against, but to kind of probe into the surface thoughts of your mother is that, like, what you're used to seeing is some very simple images, things like what they're about to do, what they're worried about, what they're happy about, what things are happening. But when you lock eyes and you kind of see into your mother's thoughts, there's nothing. There's emptiness. There's darkness. It's like a clean slate. There is no, as far as you can tell, thought.
Right. This is going to make Christmas really awkward. Well, oh my god. Well, I'm just going to yell that out as I look over back to Gerardo and say, like, her mind is a blank.
As far as what you can see, give me a perception roll.
Oh, so much perceptions.
Yeah, it's a really good proficiency to have. If you don't have
Yeah, it would be.
proficiency.
Oh, 5. It's not good.
5.
It's not 1. That's what happened last time, pretty much. Too.
Okay, so that is all the information that you have.
Right. Yeah. Cool. That's me.
Okay, so Sasha's turn. So Sasha's gonna mount up on Marvin. Actually, sorry, it's where was the Miro's turn? Oh, I skipped the Miro's turn. So the Miro, I think the two that are remaining, seeing their compatriots kind of torn asunder, dive off the edges of the boat and disappear beneath the waves, turning tail and apparently running.
Do we get attacks of opportunity saying they're running?
Yep, you can do an attack of opportunity if you'd like.
I'm going to go, Wolf would get one, I assume?
Yep.
Okay, so he's going to take a bite at one behind him, taking a chicken shit run. It's a 14.
14 is a hit. He takes
7.
Yep. The other one?
Is Igneous close enough for
So
an
that'd
attack?
be Igneous and Sasha
Igneous
would probably
is too
get.
far.
Would Sasha get one?
Sasha misses.
It's alright.
But yeah, they both kind of do that scuba diver, like sit on the edge of the boat off the edge, and you just see them disappear beneath the waves.
Chickens.
Igneous, you're up.
Alright, so after seeing his next quarries run away, Igneous is hella not keen to follow them into the water. But he's got some really good screams of death coming from the other vessel. So he's going to just steady himself a step and then sprint towards the side of the vessel and then leap with his boost of hates on and try and land in the Morkoth.
Yeah, I like this. So I think with your boots of haste and like how strong you are, I think you can actually leap the 20-foot gap, because your strength is like 27 or something, which is much higher than Wolf's. And you just like superhero like land aboard the Morkoth.
Nice.
Slamming into this unseen surface. It just has a very light shimmer, like glass that you can barely see as you land on it. Which is probably quite freaky for Igneous. 'Cause,
You just landed on air.
Yeah.
yeah, kind of.
Okay. So it is not what Igneous would have liked. He was expecting to land on some wooden deck of a boat, which he was quite happy to see combat on. And instead, he's just going to look around for the closest surface, which isn't this weird surface.
Probably the surface that these two are standing on.
All right. Have any more movement left or no?
And your
I think
favorite
leaping from one boat to the other, probably not.
and your favorite friend, Giant Finn, is standing to your right.
Yeah, it's not a great space.
Oh, you're really in a world of pain right now. Again.
So we're gonna roll this one. He that didn't go as planned at all. So we're gonna go with. I'm gonna have to beat a 15. So I have disadvantage for the next round on my attacks because he's just going to be struggling to quickly get some dirt out of his pouch and just shovel dirt in his mouth. And he's fumbling his weapons a little bit in the process. So let's see if we can beat a 15. No!
Oh, damn.
No. Okay, so next round. Can you check a little marker on me, John?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet.
You're also blessed as well, though, aren't you? You get a D4 on whatever you roll.
D4 plus 4 now. That's still well below.
True.
So yeah, Igneous is just gonna freak out for a bit. That's his turn.
That's it. Okay.
Brilliant.
So I think what happens now. So you're up in the crow's nest, but it's not quite your turn yet.
No.
So Bernard, your two parents begin slowly, deliberately, stepping out onto this glass surface. And as they do, you can kind of see this expressionlessness continue. And as they step forward, you see, I think Finn, you see this, Igneous, you see this. You see these very fine strands leading from them, kind of like a series of strands leading from them back towards the door, which is currently ajar, the room they came out of.
They're puppets.
And there's just kind of this brilliant these flecks of arcane, blue arcane energy, kind of flowing up and down these very fine strands. And as they step forward, out steps
Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah, we've seen this from.
That's that guy again. We know who that is.
Do you know who that is?
A being.
You've talked about him.
Probably the best way to describe him. Bald, shaved head, very fine red rose with gold gilded kind of lining. Very extremely pale, inky wells of rivers of tears coming from his eyes and from his mouth, down his face. And I think he says to you, your parents are mine.
It's charming.
And that's where we'll end it.
Oh, cliffhanger.
Great cliffhanger.
Parent stealer.
Oh dear.
Dang.
So thank everyone for watching. Next time the party will take on this mind mage.
There'll be some more bloodshed. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Man. Okay, that's full on. Okay.
Do you wanna close us out?
Yeah. Well,
Break?
thanks everyone for coming and watching again another week of this. Was this, by the way, that charity game of D&D I linked to in the Discord is really funny. Okay, XCat has linked something in the Discord, which is where everyone else should be as well. Check out the amazing Beard Cage. Also, yep, so there's a Discord just down there. There's our Twitter, John's Twitter, my Twitter, Dave's Instagram, 2 friendlies on all the social medias. If you haven't thrown us a follow, throw us a follow. And we'll see you all same time next Monday. And we're just going to sit around and chat about the session, I think. Hey, Reese, can you just chuck the helmet back on for a moment? I want to get like an Igneous looking at camera with the shield, with the shield up and with the wave like all in shot.
Okay, hold up.
So much pressure.
Yeah, sorry. It only has to be for like a moment. I just want to grab that.
What expression do you want?
No. Just like straight up, like he's doing just like a hand in a little bit, just so it's in shot. Yeah, cool.
Oh, beautiful.
Right. Cool. Thank you. You can stop now. Please stop.
I can't see the video at the same time because I can't see just like a little bit. Wow. So it's like I've got like a periscope.
Right.
It's such a knight thing to be doing though. Like, you think of like knights and how they have their armor and shit. Like they block their faces so they can't get hurt, and yet they restrict their vision.
Yeah.
So all they can see is directly what they're looking at. It's brilliant. I love it.
Now, John, how long has the fight been going on for? Like 6 seconds each
6
round.
seconds per round. So what's it about? 4
It's probably
rounds?
about 3-ish minutes in.
Okay, cool. So I've got another 57 minutes of being a giant. Cool. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. You're going to be a giant for a while.
Okay, sweet. That's perfect.
Oh, man.
Perfect.
I love how bloodthirsty these battles have become in the last 2 or 3 sessions. Just how disgustingly bloodthirsty they've become.
That one on the Great Dane. Dane was really brutal, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was something, I don't know, ever since Finn had the fire giant strength potion. So earlier on, Shannon, we had a fire giant strength potion. And Finn threw that back thinking he was going to need to have strength because we're in the fire giant's realm. And we didn't end up really needing to fight, but he had it coursing through his body and he challenged a fire giant to an arm wrestle and won. And ever since that, he's been obsessed with having that strength again.
He wants to be a big guy when he's just a little fella.
Yeah, he's kind of obsessed with it now, and like I think ever since then, he hasn't fought too many fights on the back of Alpha. He's kind of gotten up close and personal and used his strength a bit more. Yeah,
Beating people one-on-one.
Yeah.
Stabbing 3 at a time, sticking them to a wall.
3-on-1.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for you to sort of do something with as a halfling. Pull out your dagger. As a halfling with giant strength, 23 strength as a halfling, just stab something and go straight through him.
That was what I did in that was how the Grand Dame started. That was me.
Oh, that's right, you blew up.
I basically stabbed the dude close range and skewered him into the wall, and then I took the potion and then went to giant size, started slamming everyone.
The giant strength thing is just as good as it's ridiculous that a halfling has that much strength.
It's fantastic.
It's insane.
It's so good.
Yeah, and it would have like a psychological effect on.
Yeah, totally.
And they're so used to going by their wits, and all of a sudden they can go by their strength.
Yeah.
And destroy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what he's done.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like it. Yeah.
Reese, I did like you playing to Igneous again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You
doesn't
always
bode well for a mind mage, and he was sitting there going, "Oh, what's going on? Oh, hey guys! Oh shit!" That's gonna get messy next round, I'm pretty sure. Or I'll just kill all the parents.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I'm just thinking, like, you guys are all on the boat. Alsa's standing there watching these kind of zombie-like things come out. He doesn't see anything.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna.
Yeah.
You're
gonna be careful. XCat mentioned something. He said the completion of Finn's arc Finn's archers granted a potion of permanent giant size. That's what I'm hoping for.
I love you how you engineered that, Finn. That was great.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'd like to. That's where I'd like to take Finn. If he could get to that
Finn
point.
wants to be a giant.
Yeah.
Or maybe you just get like a couple of inches taller, like Pippin and Merry at the end of the Lord of the Rings. They drink that.
Yeah.
They get taller, don't they? By drinking the special water from
from the Ents.
From the Ents, and they become like the tallest hobbits.
That's right. If I could just be 1 or 2 inches taller than Dave, Alst, then I'd be happy.
That's never happening.
That's all it needs to happen.
I can see you spending your lifetime just calling me little person after the whole.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that as well.
Us would not like that at all.
Yeah, I need to find a potion of permanent giant size. That'd be fantastic. That'd be amazing. Yeah,
it's more like a balm, right? You just rub it on.
Just rub it on.
Oh, that's a different thing. Seen that on the internet.
That's gone to a whole new level.
For some reason, he'd still be the same height. He'd just be dragging something behind him.
I really like these pictures of the goblins, gnomes.
These are cool.
Yeah.
Where am I looking?
Cheers. I actually
the parent gnomes.
I didn't.
Oh right, yeah.
I tried to find the doc that you shared with me like nearly 2 years ago now, where you described your parents, and I couldn't find it.
Right. I don't know if I really described them too much, but I described Gerardo.
Did I get him right, or did I not get him right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's like supposed to be a pirate, but mysterious.
Right.
Like, is he a pirate or not? And and that's where I got my jacket from.
Nice.
Yeah, he's kind of like an
fish
adventurer,
scales.
right? Like a
He's the only adventurer from the family.
yeah.
Ah, okay, cool.
And Bernard's worried about being his uncle not thinking he's cool. That's one of his flaws.
I wonder if I should have made your uncle this token and made your dad the orange bearded one.
No, I think that's cool.
Honestly,
He's kind of got this leather. This guy's got a cool leather duster. Like he kind of looks quite adventurous, but
Yeah.
who knows? Who knows what's happened since last you saw them?
Yeah.
Well, it's actually Bernard's grandmother that is the one that he learned magic from.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I was about 70% sure that I was like, oh shit, Bernard's actually in this to like get us.
Yeah,
I thought he's gonna swap over. I was so sure. I was
That
like,
would've been so
holy
good.
shit, that would have blown my mind.
Just disappears for a year, comes back with a plot to
Yeah.
overthrow us, and he's captured the king himself.
Exactly, and just happens to like bring the people who are trying to fix the whole thing to their demise. I thought it would have been amazing.
That would have been devious.
Why didn't we think of that?
That would have been super devious.
Next week.
Because then I was like, oh shit, maybe that like the bringing the owlbear secretly at the smaller size was just a hint of his devious nature, and I was like, oh shit.
That would have been interesting, and
been
resolving
so
that when we realised that we had a wizard at level 9 against us.
Oh yeah, that
I'm
would
not sure what the fuck we would have done after the spells that he's going to be throwing around. It's like,
Like sink the boat.
Yeah, needs to be swimming.
And
though.
leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ignis would be at the bottom of the ocean going, I'm out of here.
The boat sealed up above us and just.
Oh. Ooh. That could still happen.
Stop giving John ideas.
Although I think I put a hole in the back of the boat, so that's probably not a good idea.
Oh, yeah, you may have.
Yeah, I think did I bust the back of the boat, or was it did I just kill the people?
Yeah, you definitely fling.
You
some,
threw cannonballs at
cannonballs.
people.
Damn
What
right
do
I
cannonballs
did.
do? You were inside a boat throwing cannonballs.
Yeah, it was good. It's a good
I
move.
think you blew
Gotta
the back
clean
of the
up
boat out.
cultists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, you're wrecking a boat with your giant size.
Yeah, out in the middle of the ocean.
In the middle of the ocean, you're poking holes in a boat. With all your crew except for Alce and Wolf
Yeah.
on the boat with you.
Yeah. Alpha's just circling around.
Yeah.
He's good.
I just wonder what he's been doing in this bed with my parents.
It's a double bed too. It doesn't look like a king size bed.
Yeah, but like if you.
Well, they are gnomes.
They are his.
That's a good point. Oh.
Maybe he's gone all kind of So what I'm thinking of, Shades of Grey.
Oh, right.
They are his. It's a red bed, red room. He's got them kind of chained together with these magical kind of threads.
He just puppeteers them.
Yeah, maybe that's his Shades of Grey thing.
I had this idea for his voice, and I totally stuffed it when I said that.
Hey, you haven't done his voice yet, though, have? Oh, yes, you did.
Yeah,
you
when he
did.
said your parents are mine.
Yeah. Can you give us?
Yeah, it was quite Mickey Mouse. It was like, your parents are mine. maybe I'll just drastically change his voice, like just no continuity.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
You're allowed. It's your world. You can do what you like.
Yeah.
I think I've done that quite a few times without intending to anyway. So
We'd have to check the tape.
The other guy was Colin, the kobold.
Oh, that was perfect. Yeah, that was.
consistent.
The voice for Colin was amazing.
what was his voice?
It was kind
It
of.
was kind of didn't really know what the hell was going on. Very uncertain.
Do you know?
Almost
Shannon, do you know
Yoda-like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know who inspired the voice for Colin?
No.
Peter Who. Do you remember all of Peter Who's characters?
Are they all like that?
Yeah, do you not remember? They're all like this. Like, oh, that's not quite right. Like, I'm trying to remember now.
It was higher pitched than that.
Yeah, it's like me, like me sad, me lost.
I
Very, yeah. Peter Who was the inspiration for Colin.
Brilliant.
What was our cave troll friend? Thog?
Thog and Hog or Tug and Thug or yeah.
So there's two of them. There's two pairs. So there's
Rub and Tug from.
Rub and Tug.
No. Tug and Rub are from different pairs.
Yeah, right.
So there's Tug and there's Knob and Thog.
Yeah, Knob and Thog.
And Tug and Cog.
Yeah. I love the cave troll voice though. It's one of my favorite ones. It was good. Yeah. When we have our wrap up session, are we gonna get any cameos from characters of the past?
I think maybe we'll have to if the people demand it.
Fantastic. Okay.
You won't.
Okay.
It reminds me that's like the orcs of Warcraft.
It's actually the ogres from Warcraft.
Ah, yeah, that's it.
They're in the orc army.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
The best one is when you upgrade the ogres to I think you upgrade them to ogre magi and they're like, we're ready, master. I'm not ready. They're two-headed beasts.
They're brilliant. We're ready.
They argue with each other.
Which will
that Weta workshop into the Weta cave.
No, I haven't.
Haven't you?
I need to go there because your
good.
partner works there, right?
Yeah.
Well, not in the Weta cave, but at Weta.
Oh, really?
Actually, the cave she runs the tours.
Oh, really?
Oh, cool.
But so I found out that there's these big trolls that are from the Lord of the Rings, and they're enormous. What I didn't expect was if you look underneath them, they're anatomically correct.
Seriously?
Yeah.
How big is a troll dick? Is it like? Wait, just tell me to stop when I get.
I don't know. I haven't checked it out.
Oh, seriously, that needs to be put some. Oh, that needs to be filmed and like a full 360 filming of that.
They're wearing underpants, but lately they found it's usually old ladies that are pulling the underpants to the side.
I bet all the paint's worn off them as well.
Oh wait, so they're wearing underpants. So you checked underneath, but you saw underpants.
Since hearing about it, I haven't looked.
Oh, you have to.
I haven't been there. But yeah, so
surely there would be pictures on the internet if that was true.
Someone must have.
Someone's got pictures of that, right?
Someone's there.
I just don't want to Google cave troll cock.
Cave Troll. Where to workshop Cave Troll got.
Turn off your safe search.
Yeah.
Cave Troll Cop.
Oh, wow.
The internet's a dark place.
CTT.
All right, guys. And with that, I'm gonna bounce.
It's a good time to go.
All right.
That's me as well, guys. Thank you very much.
As well.
Later.
Later, guys.
Catch you later. Bye.